Shalom, shalom. You here with Priest and Captain, not the Zach Nishad, Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. Another episode of You here with season 2 of the former of all things. We highlight Black inventors, Black, Hispanic, Native American inventors that completely changed and revolutionized the world that our people are completely oblivious to, have never even learned about, because the Christian church does not teach us what's actually in the Bible. And the Christian church has taught us that race does not matter, that everybody is equal and everybody's the same, which is completely opposite of what God said in the Bible. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6 says, "For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God." This is talking about a specific people, not all people. The Lord thy God, thy showing ownership, possessive. That means it belongs to God. All people on the planet do not belong to the God of this Bible. Have chosen thee. That means God had a choice to be a special people unto himself, meaning that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are a special people unto the God of the Bible. You understand? Chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are on the face of the earth. These 12 tribes, so-called Haitians, Mexicans, Cubans, Guatemalans, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, Afro-Americans, West Indians of Indian and Negroid descent, the descendants of the conquest of the New World, not the oppressors from Europe or the Asians, Arabs, Jamaicans, or any of the other people that have taken names or titles after we have been conquered and enslaved, and their people are able to gain great riches from oppressing us. You understand? In today's episode, we're going to talk about this man, Dr. Otis Boykins. You understand? A very important inventor, Dr. Otis Boykins. Get my head out the way. Dr. Otis Boykins, born in Dallas, Texas in the born in Dallas, Texas in 1920. Very important historical figure, very important inventor. You understand? He went to Fisk University, another HBCU. It is extremely important. These HBCUs have produced some of the greatest and brightest minds and some of the best inventions on the entire planet. Very important for Black people to get a Black education in a Black environment, which brings out the absolute best in our people. You understand? Fisk University started in 1866. Without Fisk University, we might not have Dr. Otis Boykins and the inventions that he created. One of his inventions here is known as the pacemaker. Artificial pacemaker. You have arrhythmia in your heart, which is the medical term where your heart does not work, it does not function, it can't keep its own pace. Maybe you have some sort of medical condition, hereditary, whatever the case is, your heart may need assistance in keeping the pace so that it can function and keep you alive. Well, Dr. Otis Boykins created the pacemaker to do just that. You understand? Think of how many people you might not even know. The defibrillator to go and shock you back to life. This pacemaker, this device, Dr. Otis Boykins, this Black man, after hundreds of years of slavery and his people being marginalized and beat and abused, our people had the mindset to create historically Black universities so that our people can go and get higher learning and education, which is so very important. Why we focus on our race and our people, because we cannot produce Dr. Otis Boykins without Fisk universities, without historically Black universities, because of course you cannot send your Black kids to white universities. And look what he produced, man. Look what this brother did, Dr. Otis Boykins, excellent inventor. All right, we're going to get some more information. All right, bear with me just a moment. Dr. Otis Boykins, extremely important figure. This, we never learned about Dr. Otis Boykins while they kissing Martin Luther King's behind for the 2 weeks or 28 days that Black History Month is, which is the shortest month of the year, you understand, been worshiping Martin Luther King, who regretted his whole thing that made him famous. Dr. Otis Boykins is responsible. He's an electrical arrestor that guided missiles. The missiles United States military uses, he created something to resist the heat so that it could work. It's used in guided missiles that the military uses. It's used in computers, radios, TV sets, a variety of electronic devices. Dr. Boykins' resuscitator helped reduce the cost of these products. So now the military is making missiles, you're getting TVs, you're getting radios. What he created changed the price of these products so that they're not super expensive. This is why you're able to mass produce them to this day. Think of how many missiles the military has. Think of how many TV sets and how many radios, how many computers that you see today. Well, without this Dr. Otis Boykins, this black man, one of God's chosen people, a real biblical ethnic Jew that God says is the salt of the earth. You understand? When Christ said in Matthew 5:13, ye are the salt of the earth. You understand? This is what it means. Our people give this earth its flavor, give this earth its flavor, its inventions, everything that makes the world a better place, a stronger place, everything that makes life great and wonderful comes from our 12 tribes. You understand? Dr. Otis Boykin invented a heart stimulator. It's a heart stimulator to the pacemaker technology to make it keep its rhythm. So if your heart does not function on its own, you can thank Dr. Otis Boykins for the pacemaker that they're going to put in your chest to keep you alive long enough to get to the hospital, man. Automatically kicks in and works. This brother was a genius. He was brilliant. He held many patents. You understand? This is a picture, small device. You understand? Also an excellent invention that he created, the IBM computer. The company IBM stands for International Business Machine. Think of all of your, today is known as the PC. Think of all of the computers that you've ever seen in your life. I remember we used these computers when I was young, when I was a baby. We were kids at 5 and 6 years old. Think of all of the history of computers that you've seen, all the development of computers over the years. Thanks to this brother, Dr. Otis Boykin, now you have the ability to use all of these things, man. You have that thanks to Dr. Otis Boykins. Let's take a look at this, man. Look at all of these computers, all of these old IBM computers, all of these computers, man, different types of computers, different sizes. And now today, after his invention, you understand, look how the entire world of computers has been revolutionized. Old school, old machines. Now look at it. Look at the laptops. Look at how much business is able to be done now that this black man, the father of all things, which is what the scriptures say, now they make them smaller. Now you got laptops. Now you got smaller ones. Over the years, technology has advanced, but it would not have been able to come to the point where we are today, where you got your modern laptops and all of these things like this, without a father to give birth to the original. This is Dr. Otis Boykins, you understand? We need to learn about him, learn about our people, and stop learning about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King did not do anything for black people. What he did was more destructive to black people than anything that had been done before. Dr. Otis Boykins is, just like him, were going to historically black universities and making wonderful inventions to change the entire world. And guess what we stopped doing after we integrated following Martin Luther King? We stopped making historically black universities, and then we started to go to our oppressors' universities, and now we have less and less Dr. Otis Boykins being produced, man. This brother right here deserves his shine. When the Bible says in Jeremiah 10:16, the portion of Jacob is not like them, meaning Jacob, who's the forefather of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, is not like all the other people on the earth, for he is the former, the creator, the father of all things. And Israel, these 12 tribes, so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, so-called Latinos of the natives, you understand, descended from the conquest of the New World throughout the Caribbean, North, South, Central America, the indigenous brothers and sisters, and the descendants from the so-called Negroes of the slave trade. These 12 tribes make up Jacob's inheritance, and Israel, which is our identity, is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. These 12 tribes are God's chosen people, the people that God made above all of the other people that he created on the earth. This is another picture of his inventions. Dr. Otis Boykins, the father of the IBM computer and the pacemaker, educated at a HBCU Fisk University. Like, share, subscribe, tune in, share this with your kids, your family, everybody, so that we can learn the heritage of our people and stop following in the footsteps, you understand, of things that don't benefit us. Dr. Otis Boykins. Tune into another episode. Shalom.